Imagine walking through the busy streets of New York, Washington, or Chicago. Above you, millions of people move through one of the most developed nations on Earth. But beneath your feet, another world exists, a world of subway tunnels, abandoned passages, utility networks, military bunkers, old mines, and hidden infrastructure. For decades, stories have circulated about enormous underground cities beneath America. Some stories describe secret tunnels stretching for hundreds of miles. Others claim that hidden facilities exist deep beneath major cities, protected from the outside world. But how much of this is actually true, and how much is simply myth? Today we are going underground to explore the history of America's hidden infrastructure and to separate documented history from stories that remain unproven. America's underground history began long before the modern age. As American cities grew rapidly during the 19th century, engineers faced a difficult problem. There was simply not enough space above ground. Cities needed transportation systems, water networks, sewage systems, drainage channels, and ways to move goods without filling every street with traffic. The solution was to build downward. Across America, workers began constructing tunnels beneath growing cities. New York eventually developed an enormous subway system. Chicago became famous for its underground freight tunnels. And in Seattle, parts of the old city were eventually buried beneath a newer street level, leaving behind a fascinating underground world. These places were not secret cities in the science fiction sense. They were practical infrastructure built for transportation, communication, drainage, utilities, and commerce. But as cities expanded, some of these underground spaces were abandoned, forgotten, or restricted from public access. And that helped create the mystery. Then came one of the most dangerous periods in modern history, the Cold War. After World War II, tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union created a terrifying possibility: a nuclear war. For American leaders, one question became extremely important. What would happen to the government if a nuclear attack destroyed major cities? The answer was to build secure facilities capable of protecting government officials, military commanders, communication systems, and critical infrastructure. Some facilities were constructed underground. Others were built deep inside mountains. These were not imaginary places. Many were real Cold War projects. One of the most famous examples is the enormous military complex inside Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado. Buried beneath solid rock, the facility was designed to protect critical military operations from external threats. Inside these facilities, there could be communication systems, emergency power, water supplies, living quarters, command rooms, and heavily protected entrances. The goal was simple. If disaster struck above ground, important operations could continue below it. During the Cold War, the United States also developed emergency plans for the continuation of government. Some locations were kept highly restricted. Government officials needed secure places where they could coordinate national operations during a catastrophic emergency. These facilities often included thick reinforced walls, heavy blast doors, emergency communications equipment, backup power, food supplies, water systems, and sleeping areas. To ordinary citizens, such places could seem almost unbelievable. Imagine entering a massive steel door and discovering an entire emergency facility hidden inside a mountain or beneath the ground. But there was no need for science fiction. The Cold War itself created enough reasons for governments to build extraordinary places, and because many details remained classified for years, the mystery surrounding them only grew. This is where reality and legend begin to overlap. Once people learned that underground military facilities really existed, stories about even larger underground networks began to spread. Some people claimed that secret tunnels connected major American cities. Others suggested that underground trains traveled through hidden networks. Some stories even described enormous underground cities where thousands of people could supposedly live for years without ever coming to the surface. These stories are fascinating, but there is an important distinction. The existence of underground tunnels and military bunkers is well documented. The existence of a vast, secret underground civilization beneath America is not supported by reliable historical evidence. In other words, the real story is already remarkable enough. There is no need to turn documented infrastructure into something it isn't. So what can we confidently say is underground? First, there are subway systems. Cities such as New York have enormous transportation networks beneath their streets. Then there are utility tunnels. Electricity, telecommunications, water, heating, and other essential services often require infrastructure that runs underground. There are also stormwater systems and drainage tunnels designed to protect cities from flooding. Then there are old mines. America's industrial history left behind countless underground spaces created through mining. And finally, there are military and government facilities. Some are publicly known. Others have historically been restricted or classified. Together, these systems create a vast underground landscape. It is not one giant hidden city. Instead, it is a complicated collection of transportation systems, utility networks, industrial spaces, abandoned structures, mines, tunnels, and secure facilities. The most fascinating part may be how little attention we pay to all of this. Every day, millions of Americans walk, drive, work, and live directly above infrastructure they may never see. A subway train can carry thousands of passengers beneath a city. A utility tunnel can carry essential services beneath a neighborhood. A stormwater tunnel can protect an entire urban area during extreme weather. And deep inside mountains, military facilities can remain protected from the outside environment. These places are not necessarily mysterious because they are supernatural or impossible. They are mysterious because most people simply never have a reason to see them. After exploring the history, we can finally return to the original question. Are there secret underground cities beneath America? If by secret underground cities we mean enormous hidden civilizations stretching beneath the country, there is no reliable evidence proving that such a network exists. But if we mean underground transportation systems, utility networks, abandoned tunnels, mines, government facilities, and military bunkers, then the answer is absolutely yes. They are real. They are part of America's history, and some of them are still operating today. The mystery comes from the fact that the underground world is often hidden from ordinary view. Some locations are abandoned, some are restricted, some were once classified, and others are simply forgotten pieces of America's past. Perhaps the most interesting lesson is not that America has a secret civilization beneath its streets. It is that the real history of the underground is already extraordinary. From 19th century tunnel builders to Cold War engineers, generations of Americans created an enormous hidden infrastructure beneath the surface. Some of it was built for transportation, some for survival, some for military defense, and some simply because there was nowhere else to put it. So the next time you walk through a major American city, look down. Beneath the pavement may be tunnels built more than a century ago. Beneath modern buildings may be forgotten pieces of an older city. And deep inside mountains may be facilities created during one of the most dangerous periods in modern history. America's underground world may not be the secret civilization imagined in conspiracy theories, but its real history is perhaps even more fascinating, because sometimes the truth buried beneath the surface is mysterious enough.